It's Judy on the radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy show. I am your host, Dr. Judy Mandrell, and I want to welcome you to this good Tuesday, June 2nd, another day that we're going to be here enjoying this show. I am really excited about today's show. We have some good guests coming on for you in just a few moments. I want to thank you. So if you would just go ahead and call someone, tell them to join in to the Real Talk with Judy show. I want to say hello to my mother, Dr. Irma Hunter Wesley, the reason I am who I am today, and to my wonderful and amazing husband, the reason I get to do what I do. And today, as your host, I will be navigating you through an experience of power, inspiring, motivating, faith-building, real talk about life issues with real people. And I am, as I said, I promise you that this show is going to bless you real good. And after today's show, you will be excited. I hope you will be encouraged. You would have gained some information. You would see things from a different perspective about some of the things that's going on in our world and in Tallahassee. So these shows are made evident, events are made possible by my business partners and individual partners who have invested in me and the show to help better the lives of the people. I want to thank all of my partners. I want to thank Superintendent Gerald Mandrell, Dream Builders and Life Changers, Dream Builders, and K&D Creative Designs and Marketing Solution, Priscilla John Louis, Tawanda Diavola Photography, and Elevate Church Tallahassee. The law offices of Craig J. Brown, PA, Dr. Michelle Mitchum, and the Tallahassee Woman Magazine. And today's show is brought to you by A1 Top Notch Security, LLC, Antonio and Felicia Hall owners, and to the Tallahassee Sister Girls Network, Jeff Paint and Body Shop, TC Bakery featuring Mom Mary's Kitchen with Jennifer Young, Tanya Wesley Powell, Carolyn and Douglas Waddell, Danette McBride, Judge Judith Hawkins, Faye Brewington, Pastor Tricetta Alexander, James Evan, Richard Meats, Bruce Brown, Mother Carrie Smith, and to all of the sponsors, investors, and partners, again, thank you for believing in and supporting what we do. And I would like to invite others to join in as partners as we motivate, empower, and inspire people to be the best that they can be and not to be afraid to do it. You can cash out me at $ Real Talk with Judy, or visit my website at realtalkwithjudy.com. And you can do that by PayPal. You can also invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. I would like to get 5,000. So if you will, go ahead and subscribe to it. That's Real Talk with Judy as well. Everything is made simple. It's Real Talk with Judy. So again, thank you all so very much for tuning in. I'm going to say a prayer, and then I'm going to bring in my guests who are anxiously waiting to get on, and we're ready to bring them on as well. So, Father, we ask you to bless the show today, touch the hearts and the minds of the people. Let us be open to hear things from a different perspective and for consideration. So we are excited about what God would give today. I would like to introduce my guests and bring them on one at a time. First, I am bringing to you a young man who was born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida. He's a husband and father of 2 kids. He has a mentor youth and young adults through sports with the following program: the Young Adults Program, ages 18 and older; Tallahassee Unconquered semi-pro tackle football, believe the hype, travel flag football, youth ages 10 to 17, youth ages 10 to 17, the Tallahassee Unconquered Junior Kids Flag and Tackle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my special guest, Mr. Marcus Dupree. Welcome, Marcus.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you. So glad to have you. Next, he's the husband and father of 5 children, community advocate, focusing on helping people understand the politics of community and mentoring youth and young adults through sports. Programs include Tallahassee Unconquered and Unconquered Junior. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Luther Lee.
Hey, everybody.
So glad to have you, Mr. Luther. Next, we have Darian. Oh, we have Mr. Darian Jackson, who is the owner, the CEO of Linked Up. Is that right? Linked Up. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Darian Davis. I think I said Jackson, didn't I? Think about the Jackson 5 or something. Okay. Next we have 40 years old, born in Tallahassee, owner of G&L Global Enterprise, president of Link Up Tallahassee nonprofit. He's a single father, 1 child, Joel Leland. Downtime, I work my community. I love to travel, read, and spend time with family. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome Mr. Leland, Mr. Whitfield Leland, better known as Hubba.
That's me. What's up? How y'all doing, everybody?
Hello, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you this afternoon 4 gentlemen that I honestly enjoy having conversation with. Especially, I speak a lot with Mr. Hubble, and I want to thank him so very much for being on the show. And I want to thank all of you all for joining in. And we're going to really talk to you all today. Mr. Darian, do you have any children? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Got a son and 2 beautiful stepdaughters.
You have a son and
2 beautiful stepgirls.
All right. So, y'all, we have men on this show who are fathers, who are making things happen in our community. And I am excited to bring them on today. And we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna have a real conversation with you all. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment on Facebook. If you have any questions on the radio show, send them in to Miss Monique, and we'll be happy to get to your show. So much have happened since we prepared for the show last night with your president. So we're gonna talk about that, sending out the national guards on everybody, and there's a whole lot of things that's really tearing this world up. In my perspective, people are angry and tired. The feeling of desperation, hopelessness, fear, and not being heard is causing people to protest, and some incidents have turned violent. We have instigators or agitators who are in these protests, and it's not necessarily the people who organize the protest or part of the protest. We have faith leaders, elected officials, community leaders, members of the community, and then we have grassroots leaders, people who are really on the ground, and everybody is thinking and trying to work together. How do we get a handle? Somebody got to turn your volume down, or either just mute until you get ready to talk, or just jump in and talk, brothers. Okay, so I've heard so many different perspectives, and I think everything is needed. That we have to have different.
Y'all might have to come together.
Yeah. And so how do we get started? How do I mean, we got so much going on, and the fear, the hatred, the racism. Y'all, let's start talking. What's your perspective, your overall perspective on what's going on here?
I think that I guess everybody knows that there's an issue. It's really about what issue or what we want to do first. So that's the real biggest issue, you know. And my thing is this: everybody, I'm tired of having conversations. I want to see actions. You know, people say a lot of stuff, but you know, we got to actually, first of all, come together and make a decision on what we're gonna work on together to bring the community together, because we don't get anywhere together. We've been separating ourselves for a long time, and it has gotten us to this point where everybody's tired, you know. And right now, it's not about the continue of the frustration of being tired, but being tired enough to make the sacrifice to make a change.
And I know that we got to come together, and we have so many different perspectives of what we should do, or how we should do this thing. Luther and Darren, I mean Luther and Marcus. I'm liking that y'all came together because somebody's phone was out. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I really have grown to. I mean, I admire these men here, y'all. Y'all had to see them, and they were. The different one was coming in last night on here. They were smiling and just really encouraging one another. How do we get together, y'all, and bring some type of unity to what we're doing instead of having all these silos? How do we do that?
I think one of the biggest steps is being conscious about actually getting to know the people around you. Just looking at the guys you have on this chat, at first glance, it's probably really easy to see our differences. But if you put any two of us together, you're going to find way more similarities than you will differences. And I think just taking the time to even build those relationships with one another. I mean, we live in a microwave generation where everybody wants quick results, and they got this whole, you know, cut them off if it's not a good relationship for you and all that. No one takes the time to actually build relationships, go through. Like most of us sitting here on this chat have known each other for a while, have seen each other, been around each other through hard times, had some falling out, came back together, worked on relationships. So it takes a conscious effort to really work together.
Okay, and so and I think that's a very important point that you just made, Luther. You said that you all have had falling outs and come back together. And I think that's going to be important in our society and us working together, because right now and I think that's a lot what's going on. People are, number one, they're tired, they're frustrated, they don't trust not just the police, we don't trust each other. Um, and Darren, I think you talked about this last night. We don't trust each other, and we got to come together and build us. How do we build trust after the trust has been broken?
Well, that's it just goes with the embracing and the understanding of each other and the culture as one. You got to look at the fact of history. Okay, if we can all come together and point out the injustice that's been going on in this country in this recent week, you know, but then we have our generations of family, like some of our grandparents and our great grandparents, who have been pulling that, pointing out that same injustice 60 years ago, but they had enough love for one another to come together. See, we got to get back to that root of really what it looked like, love one another. That's the first part. Once we embrace that, then we can grow. And you know, it's an old saying that says you teach people how to love you. So if we can show that we got that love amongst one another, if we got that connection, that unity with one another, we can understand that we all in this together. It's an old movie. You gotta excuse me because you know I come from that hood background and those things of that nature. You know, me myself, I've been down and had to do prison time twice. You get what I'm saying? So it's certain things from that stick with me. And it's an old movie, that had a line that used to say, CMB, we all we got, you know, and that's what we got to stick with. That's what we got to remember. If we're gonna keep pointing the blame at one another, we're gonna keep, you know, having this negative outlook at one another when we all in the same pot. They like to compare us to a bowl of crabs or a basket of crabs and say how we like to pull each other back in. But the first thing we got to realize is that we all in this same basket, the same pot together. And when the heat turn up, it turn up on all of us. So we got to be able to love, have that love to cool each other off, have my brother back. We got to point each other out when we doing something wrong, that accountability. That's what we did. And well, that's what our grandparents and our great-grandparents did to get us as far as we are right now. It's love. We got to just have an understanding, you know what I'm saying? At least for one another. The circumstances alone should be enough to make us at least want to grab each other's hand like they used to and walk. You get what I'm saying? It'll get us protest, but will it get us loving one another? You get what I'm saying? That's the whole point.
And if we can get there, if we can get to that point. Go ahead, Hubble.
Can I add on to what Darren was saying?
Yeah.
We also
turn your volume down a little bit, Hubble. All right, go ahead.
We also have to learn to praise our brother in good work too. If you see somebody doing something good, you see somebody doing something positive, give them encouraging words like, yo, bro, man, I see you, man. You're doing your thing, man. If I can be willing to lend a hand to help them be successful, you know, so that's what it's going to take for all of us to come together. When we say come together, it's not just about coming together it's about coming together to uplift each other. And the only way you're going to do that, man, is you got to understand that you got to be able to take constructive criticism. You got to be able to give it, and you got to be able to uplift and people even in situations that you may not want to, because everybody got a different way they want to do anything, different ideas. So you got to support those ideas too, because once you support those ideas, in the long run, those ideas almost gonna similar come up to what you come up with. You know what I'm saying? And see, this group of guys on this screen, like, y'all will be amazed how, you know, like we was telling Dr. Mandrell, like we barely see each other. You know what I'm saying? We barely see each other, but when we talk, our conversation is meaningful. Our conversation is growthful, and you know, we all about the community. So and we understand that it all starts with us. We have to show the people how, in our generation, how to really love again and respect again. You know what I'm saying? And be able to respect what people say and their opinions.
And I'm telling y'all, they don't come together much, they say. But last night, talking with these guys and just watching their Facebook page, listening to them talk, I have them on here because they do have different perspectives. They have experienced some things that we're trying to correct, and some of us hadn't been there. And you got some people who've been to prison, and they were just in the prison. You know, somebody told me the other day, they said that you have like men who go in prison, and some of them, they just girl prisoners. And y'all know what that is. You know, they the girl in the prison. And then you got some who are showing up. See that? I told y'all, I got all, and I hope my sister down here because she's gonna write something on here. But and to me, that's real talk. That's look at y'all. Y'all ain't know I would come and say I learned that. And then you have those who are showing up in there, just like you have some people who say they're part of the neighborhood or they're on the street, and they haven't been on the street. And so I wanted you all, because you all have been on the street, you are on the street in a different perspective now, in a different way than you were. But even when the shooting and things went down, different things come down, some of the first people that people come to are y'all. They talk with y'all. There's a connectivity. Luther talked last night because we want to know. I mean, I really do. They keep saying vote, 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 vote. Well, I would talk with people who said voting don't make it, ain't no need to vote. Voting don't change nothing. Look at how it is now and so forth. But Luther, talk to us. Talk to us.
Yeah, it's it's an understandable cycle when people feel like They get encouraged to vote. They get encouraged to go out and vote for whoever. But we keep thinking that we're forced to pick between people who are not from us, from our area, and I'm saying "our" in general. Obviously, my perspective as a white man in America is going to be very different, than these guys' perspective and your perspective as black men, black women in America. So when I say "our," I'm just saying in a general sense.
Well, we know you black, Luther. I mean, come on. Oh, black man in a white body. We got you. Go ahead, man.
I don't want to confuse people and say, like certain candidates, white, black, whatever. But if you have nobody that you ever see in your neighborhood, you never see him at the place where you hang out, where you play sports, where your kids play, where your kids go to school, but all of a sudden this person is making rules and regulations for your neighborhood, it's very easy to be frustrated and say, how can you say my vote matters? But most people don't even realize if you ask, 100 people that you stop in the street, especially Tallahassee is a pretty liberal city. You ask 100 people, did they vote for Trump? You're going to get probably a 90% answer if they say no. But the sad reality is that 22% of this country elected our current president, whether you like him or not. It's not even an anti-Trump or pro-Trump approach. It's simply a matter of fact that 22% of this country selected the president. 49% of the country sat out that were eligible to vote. So imagine if half of them would have actually participated. Who knows who our president would be right now? So it's easy to say voting doesn't matter, but if you don't understand the system, then you never realize the true power you have in a vote, in mobilizing and voting strategically, and putting people in power in place in these positions that are like-minded, that will make decisions in the best interest of more people than just specialized groups. There's still power in voting, power in coming together, but it does start like what these guys are talking about. You have to start trusting each other, working as a community to say, hey, you may want a new pool, I may want a new sidewalk, but we have to find somebody who understands the need for pools and sidewalks to put them in office. Or we say, hey, it's wintertime right now. I don't need a pool as bad as you need that sidewalk. Let's just focus on the sidewalk. But I think what we end up with is too many people saying me, 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 me. Even in community leadership, you have so many people recreating the wheel every year, a new program, every month, a new 501c pops up. 501, what's the word? 501c3 pops up, and they mean well. They got a bunch of people on board who are trying to do something positive. Meanwhile, they just skipped over putting that time and energy into the guys who've been doing it for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, and don't need to recreate the wheel. They just need to put that same amount of energy into the wheel that already needs help getting moving. And until we fix that issue, you're going to run into a lot of the same headache over and over, year in and year. Like, again, right now, we're coming into an election cycle. City of Tallahassee, we've got, and this is not even a shot at any current leadership. I'm just saying, if you're not happy with the fact they're not releasing body cam footages from these most recent incidents in Tallahassee, guess who's in charge of that? State Attorney Jack Campbell, local man. I'm not going to give an opinion one way or another on him, but he's an elected official. So if you don't like what he's doing, guess what?
Vote.
Simple as that.
Okay.
It's literally that simple.
Okay, someone Cindy, that's my sister from Scotland. She said, but the popular vote didn't matter. The electoral did. So what the people wanted at the end of the day did not matter. What you say about that?
I could hijack a whole show just on explaining electoral college and popular vote. I won't do that. What I will say is, when I say understand the system, those electoral votes are also elected people from your local Democratic National Committee, Republican National Committee, executive committees function at the county level. They vote for those people that make those electoral decisions.
Right, so
they vote for the lawmakers who make the state regulations that say how the electoral college works in the state of Florida. Winner take all versus apportionment. So if you don't understand the whole voting system, it's real easy to say, if we didn't have electoral college, California, Texas, Florida, and New York be the only ones voting for those would be the only states who had a voice in who our federal government was. We have to have electoral college or something like it until we understand a better system. But right now, it gives everybody a pretty equal say in who becomes, the president, for example. But if you didn't participate at the electoral level, county level, to put those electors in place, then yeah, you probably don't have a voice, and your popular vote doesn't matter if you only show up on November 4th and vote for the president, because you have no idea who anybody else was in the primaries, in the small local election. Yeah, it's easy to be frustrated by that.
We're thankful to have Commissioner Jerry Matlow on, and he said vote local. Commissioner Jerry Matlow said vote local, and understanding what you just said, that voting local is very important. We got people complaining about the process, and as you stated, a lot of us don't understand the process. A lot of us wanted the video release. We want to release now, not tomorrow, not when the grand jury comes. We want to release now, but there's a process that we have to go through, and we're going to have to trust that the process is going to be done correctly. And so we have the Tallahassee City Commission Board. I'm not. What is it? How about you sit on it? What you sit on? The Tallahassee Citizen Review Board. Is that right? No. That's right. How about? Don't leave me out here.
The Citizen Advisory Committee to TPD, but
yeah,
I was talking about. I had a conversation about that this morning too, and I want to explain something to everybody. I know everybody's pushing for an independent board, and this was designed to be that. What's happening is it was just done like every other board that they come up with, just to make everybody be, say, okay, well, we got a board, but it's no structure in the board. It's no points. Like the board has no power. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is we have to go back and we have to look at those things that the board is set up to do, and make sure that the city commissioners, because man, everything starts local. Everything starts local. We be worried about what they're doing in Washington D.C. and it really don't affect us, you know what I'm saying, unless the local officials say, okay, well, we're going to adopt that, or we want this, or, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody local still controls what happens in our community. And that's why we push the rally to vote and to try to get everybody involved. But at the end of the day, if y'all don't like something, and I say this to y'all all the time, if you don't like it, just as well as we on Facebook, and send an email to these city officials. That counts. Y'all may not think it do, but that counts. You know what I'm saying? So, and once we start believing, and another thing too, you have to believe in the system. You know what I'm saying? The system is designed to recreate itself depending on who believes in it and what direction they want to go. You feel what I'm saying? So once we start doing that, we'll be all right. But we got to plan for it though.
Okay, voting local, Deborah Lord said voting local impacts your state attorney, your judges, your local leadership, your city, your county, sheriff, police department. Voting local is critical. And y'all, we don't understand it. We need to have platform where people can understand. And I agree with you all. We need to see people that we have elected out with us. And now this is my opinion, y'all. We may have different viewpoints and everything. So I bring people on my show. I may not agree with all of them, so I give that disclaimer. But we have to see them out there. I believe that our city commissioners, I believe they're working hard to help our city. That's my belief. Our mayor, that's my belief. I know I see it all, Luther. I see it all. You just want to bite my nose.
They're working hard.
I see y'all. I said that's my opinion. I really think they're working hard. Jared Matlow, the Mayor Pro Tem, Curtis Richardson, Elaine Bryant, the city manager, our deputy city manager. I think they're working. Our police chief, and I know y'all, I know everybody have their whatever, but I really think our police chief, and he's good friends with the sheriff. That's my thought now. I don't know that for real, but I see them collaborating, and I know Sheriff Walt McNeil heart is good. And I know he's not going to let the law enforcement just go down. And he hadn't been in office a year. And y'all, I know y'all finna get me now. I see it. It's brewing. Y'all like hot coffee. Y'all like the thing. But this is my belief: is that we're gonna have to really work with them. Um, I think give them an opportunity to our police chief, give them an opportunity to work this thing. What y'all go ahead, Hubble.
What I wanted to say, I mean, I understand when you're saying that we have to work with them, but at the end of the day, they got to work with us too.
I
That's the
agree.
bottom
I
line.
agree.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
Like we can't keep going to the point where we come to y'all saying y'all got to work with us.
No,
No,
yeah,
y'all got to come. We ain't got to keep working with y'all. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And another thing that I want to make a real quick point, then I'm gonna be quiet.
No, you're
Um,
not.
when it comes down,
Darren and Marcus, y'all can talk too, because me, Luther, and Hubbard,
when it
y'all
comes
already
down to
see.
law enforcement, I really think that we need to go back into our community. We need to let our kids know it's okay to be a police officer. We need to
Yeah,
we need our own people on these forces. You know what I'm saying? The black community need to get engaged in law enforcement. The black community need to get engaged in the court system. We got to get our kids to believing in, that they can be exactly what this white man right here be. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, though, that's what we got to instill in our people, man. Because when I was growing up, to say that you want to be a police was kind of, you know,
that
what I
was
mean? Like, nah, bro, you a snitch, bro. You know what I mean? That type of, what I mean, came around about. You know what I'm saying? So, but we got to get back and let our people know it's okay to be in law enforcement because we need to protect us, and that's how we can start. You know what I'm saying?
Can I saw a comment that said, how do you believe in a system that was set up to keep black people oppressed?
Yeah,
I think that's a very valid point, which is why I say I'm an advocate for understanding the Constitution. Right? And just a very simplified version is the Constitution specifically says the power that the federal government has and the things they can do, the power that state governments have and what they can do. And it says anything not specifically spelled out is reserved for the people. So yes, the system was absolutely set up for rich white men who were property owners. That's evident enough in the fact that black people were counted as 3/5 of a person for however many years when it came to voting apportionment. Um, so that yes, it was a system designed for the people who designed it. However, they left loopholes of giving individuals rights and power to vote and remove people from office as they saw fit, which is why you saw during the Reconstruction era so much voter suppression, where you had poll taxes and people literally getting beat and murdered to keep them from electing a new sheriff, keep them from electing the new mayor, the new governor. So the system is the system. It's like a video game, right? It exists how it exists. If you never get involved and learn how to play it, you'll never win at it. But if you once you get in it and you start understanding how it works, how to get to level 2, how to get to level 3, how to get to level 4, guess what? Eventually you own the game, you own the system, or you at least have way more control and the skills to navigate it. Just like right now. Everybody's going to say, get Trump out, get Trump out, get Trump out, or keep Trump great, or whatever the slogan is, right? I'm not going to do a pro or uh, positive or negative for Trump. It's a moot point. Why? Because local elections matter way more than federal elections for most people's day-to-day life. 99% of us will never have any involvement.
what happened. Oh, you mean, yeah.
Well, I was just saying 99% of us will never have any federal involvement with anything other than filing our tax returns. You know, and for some business owners, obviously it gets a little more affected. But for most of us, for regular day-to-day citizens, whoever our mayor is, whoever the county sheriff is, whoever the state attorney is, those are the people that matter most in our day-to-day life. The local sheriff, for example, is the highest elected official in the land. Most people don't even understand that. Walt McNeil's office, that seat that he sits in, has the most power in the county of Leon than anybody else in any office in Leon County. And most people just don't even know that. So they're worried about voting Biden or Trump, and they don't even look down the rest of the ticket. And meanwhile, Biden or Trump don't really affect their lives in a day-to-day matter as much as the rest of the names on the ballot, which is why I'm voting Scott Flowers.
Wow. Darren, you was about to say something. Somebody had a question. If Trump declares martial law, there will be no election. How is this to be addressed nationally and locally?
They can't come into this state unless our governor allows it.
Now you know what's going to happen.
Well, so who elected our governor? Where was everybody for the governor? If you think our governor is going to just do whatever the president says, and you don't like that, you should have voted, you know, in the primaries, got your candidate out there.
Okay.
I want to add to Luther's point. I think in public too, I think a lot of us focus, and I'm not really a political guy, but I think a lot of people focus their anger and their disappointment in, like they say, people that are higher than what we can control. But you can control first of all, we can control our own community, how we treat each other, the people that you live next door to. People always like to talk about how our ancestors were treated poorly by white people, so they feel like they shouldn't like white people. But you understand, like our ancestors also were together. They love one another. If they got beat, they got together. They got killed, they got killed together. Nobody turned their back on each other. Nobody was going to tell the master that somebody snuck out to go run away. All that kind of stuff. But now it's so much of a disconnect in our own community between each other. Like black people say unity and equality. They want the white man because of what they say. They want the police to treat us a certain way, but we don't even treat ourselves a certain way.
Wow.
You can put somebody down on the side of the road. That ain't my problem. We share so many videos on Facebook of black people beating up on each other. I seen one where a woman was fighting and her young daughter was helping and was filming. Like, when are y'all going to start taking charge in your own community, the stuff that you can control? We can't control what the police do. Police brutality is wrong. I hate it. We all hate it. But what we can control is what we do and don't allow in our own community. Help one another. We don't help one another. We got people who don't even talk to their family members for small things. You know, you got people that you don't talk to since high school because they dated a girl or boy that you like. Like, there's so much hate on smaller scales within our own community. Wow. That's where disconnect starts. Let's connect in our own community first. Love one another. Have each other back. Support. We don't stop asking the police to help us. Help each other. We don't. If the police want to help us, that's fine. But we need to help each other first. Let's stop waiting on the same white man that y'all say hate us. Y'all are posting and saying the white man need to come fix my community. The white man need to come fix it. No, change your own community. Fix your own community, and then we can stand as one.
Yeah.
We can't stand as one if we divided. We divided in our own community, but we like right now we protesting the death of the police brutality. That's fine. But we have a lot of normal, not famous people get killed on a daily basis by us, and nobody's marching to where the gang member houses and busting their
man.
If you want to stand all the way through. Don't stand when you want to get likes and shares on Facebook.
Right.
I'm not allowed to.
Nah, Marcus, that's a different perspective, y'all. That's why these my men right here. I'm telling you, they come real, and I love talking with them. So y'all heard that we're disconnecting in our own community, and so we're getting mad at the white people killing us and shooting us and breaking it. But we got to stop doing it to each other.
Right.
I started a program called Family Affairs Program, and what it is making home sweet again. It's making home sweet again. That's what it's all about. Just making home. You know, when I grew up, they used to say home sweet home. Some people don't like to go home. Some people don't like the house. Some people don't like. I picked up 3 boys just today because the parent couldn't bring them. And you know what he asked me, gentlemen, and I wanted to give this to y'all. You know what he asked me? He said, you're not taking me to the hood where they kill people, are you? Because I don't want to be shot now while I'm out here playing. He is 11 years old. He's 11. And he didn't talk about the police shooting him.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me. He's not afraid of the police shooting him. He's afraid. He's afraid, Marcus and Darren. He's afraid of the gang fighting. This is what, because I asked him what the hood is. And you know what he said? He said, well, they sell dope and kill each other. He's a young boy, 11 years old. And we got to do something about that. Come on.
Yeah, but see,
go ahead. I'll get back there. I agree
Darren,
with her.
Darren looked at you like, y'all better let me talk. That's how Darren Darren said, y'all better let me talk.
Hold up. I just want to say I agree with you on that. I know a lot of people just like the police does do wrong. It's situations where people have been wrongfully arrested, wrongfully beaten, killed. But I'm gonna be honest with you, as a black man, I'm not worried about the police pulling up behind me at a gas station and putting a gun in my head and telling me, give me everything in my wallet and take my car because they think I got something they don't. I'm not worried about the police breaking in my house while I'm gone to take my flat screens or my kids' toys and stuff like that. I'm not worried about that. Yes, if I get pulled over, I am thinking about. But me personally, I'm going to handle myself in the most professional way possible anytime I'm dealing with law enforcement because I already know before the police killing, that my parents always told me to respect older people anyway. So that's number one. And then I know they're law officers, so that's number two. And I don't want to be accused or mishandled because I have an attitude. 9 times out of 10, the police just want to feel like they're in charge. So get them their 5 minutes of charge. You're not going to win a war on the side of the street. So give them their 5 minutes. Yes, sir, no, sir. Look them in the eye. Hey, whatever you got going on. I mean, sometimes they do still go to look extra mile, but I'm not going to bring anything extra on myself. But I also I'm more worried about somebody that looks like me taking my life than I am worried about the police. And that's just my opinion. I know some people are different. But me, I'm more worried about one of my brothers taking my life and taking something from me or harming me than I am the police.
Wow. Darian?
Yeah, what I just wanted to say is Marcus, he's right. The things that are going on in our community amongst ourselves, we do have to take accountability for that. And that statement that you said the young man made, that's more of the things that the team link up, that we address. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to think about those kids. With all that's going on in our lower income areas and our projects, with the shooting, where they say the hood, the drug dealing, and all that stuff there. Those things are built upon due to the disparities of those areas. With the lack of income that come into those areas, we gotta find a way. Guess what? When just like that sister said about the system being built to oppress, our kind, black people, it is truth to that because you got to go back to when the drugs entered the community. Where were they planted? That's why it's such a growth there. And I'm not the one to really harp on that because I feel just the same as our grandparents, like I like to reference back to all the time, because they always fed the mind frame that you have to be above that. You have to be better than that. And one thing that they use as a tool to help us get where we are is they learn the system. We can say all these sorts of things and want to hold them accountable for everything, but we don't really know what to hold them accountable to if we don't learn it. And that's why they keep pulling a different wool over our head that they do. It's until we feed that we have to take that learn those tools, which is what Link Up is really all about. We trying to be that bridge that bring that information into our hood, that get our people and our children to think and look at things a certain way. Because with the little money that they do get, there are things that they can do with it. It's about teaching financial literacy, literally on the level of ABC, like we teaching in school, because some people don't know if you don't come from money and then you get a little bit, the very first thing that pops in our minds to do with that money is to go and get what we feel we didn't have that we deserve. And a lot of us feed into that same circle of poverty when we say the main thing we want to do now is make sure our kids have what we did. You get what I'm saying? That's why we'll run out and go buy our children the first pair of Jordans when we get our first big check. You get what I'm saying? To make that child feel special, but it's all what's played upon the mindset. It's a lot that come with our area and a lot of the stigma that's placed on the hood. And I'm going to speak for the hood because that's where I got everything from. You get what I'm saying? That's where
Yes,
God
sir.
molded me at. You get what I'm saying? But
Yes.
in the same sense, growing up in those hoods, I hold people accountable for the things that they do in those areas because I don't agree with all that. I used to sell those. I used to partake in those things. But like the Bible said, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I done childish things, but then I grew up and I became a grown man, I had to put away my childish ways. And therefore we have to feed that into our people, how to put away those childish ways. If there's no influence in there, and it's just really pretty much skepticism coming from the outside, from those who don't fit in there, who haven't had to deal with what we have to numb as a child, and it festers and grows with us. And to what you see now, to that lashing out, to that anger. You get what I'm saying? To this system. Like a lot of with the system right now. We get frustrated with the system. For example, what happened in town on Wednesday. With that I don't want to really speak on it like I respect the family, with the young lady got shot by the police. Simple stuff like that. We like to say that we will, and I'm gonna agree and say it too, because it's a reference of how the system isn't appeasing to us as a people, because simple stuff like a body cam, as Luther pointed out earlier, could be displayed to keep a lot of confusion down. With me being the person that's grassroots and everything that I do in the hood, because we are the forgotten, we are the ones that get all the skepticism. We get all these things talked about what go on in our neck of the woods, but nobody coming in there simple because of fear. When everybody in there, you got kids that want to be police. You know, it's a lot of kids in the projects want to be a police officer. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
lot. Why we say we need to encourage that. But we got to enlighten them and let them know. We got to paint out the picture. The police showing you negative stuff. How do you think it's going to be portrayed and it's going to be received and it's going to be talked about? Really? How you think it's going to be discussed? In negative ways, in negative formats, it don't look like it works for us. And therefore we have to, like Martha was saying, with our accountability, we do have to enlighten each other. And we got to let each other know when we're doing wrong. It's wrong for stuff being done everywhere. Killing, they do drugs out there too. They sell drugs out there too. They breaking houses out there too. They do the same thing in Southwood. That ain't our neck of the woods. Guess what? Most of us don't even have vehicles to get us way out there. And if we want to get on that side of town, it's gonna cost us $1.25, maybe $3.50, because we gotta catch 2-3 different buses just to get there.
Watch
So it's
yourself.
not us that's doing those things. You get what I'm saying? But those things that have to be addressed in a whole. If you're not on the inside, how you got so much to say about it? Then you got to listen to the ones who are on the inside and what we telling you. See, that's pain that speaks from the inside of them. When you see that lashing out, that's pain that's talking, because that's a mental health issue that has built up over the years that wasn't addressed. That's not.
Y'all know they together. Hey, this is. I mean, this is some real stuff. This is some real talk you are talking about. And what Talithia Edwards, you know, she's the president of the bond community, and I think on this Friday night, that's June 6th. Yeah, Friday night at 6 p.m. at Walker Ford, that big field behind Walker Ford. She's doing we're putting together a community healing, and this is what I want to say. It's not going to be a whole bunch of speaking and just the ones you always see, and then they're going to be a platform to bring everybody to the table. She's going to open it up for everybody, and then there'll be a committee. And the reason why she's doing it is because she started it. And I really like the concept. I really like the concept because it's going to bring everybody together. Then there'll be a committee built. Then they're going to have monthly meetings instead of go to quarterly. Because if everybody don't come to the table and bring your thoughts, and this is my belief, this is my perspective, is that you bring everybody to the table. I know people say, I'm tired of meeting. Well, you got to meet. You have to have a meeting. Bring everybody together And my belief, and I told you guys this the other night, everybody can't be the leader all the time. And a good leader know how to be the follower when it's time to follow. And we can't do it just for cameras and action. There's a lot of things that has to be done behind closed doors. There's some families I'm working with. You know what they told me? They said, do not bring the cameras to show that you're working with us. I told them, honey, would be no cameras. I have to give a report to the city, you know, but it doesn't have to be. I don't need no cameras. Your name does not have to be mentioned. Nobody have to know that we're doing anything. But people are tired of cameras. They're tired of not their voice not being heard. So what? And I believe this is God ordained, y'all, because right now the whole city is built is wanting unity. I think that's one thing we all want. We want to come together for the good of our neighborhood.
Killing me, Luke. Hey,
Oh, that's Luke. Okay, well, we have to come together for the good of our neighborhood. And you all have to be to the table. And hear me when I'm telling you, they want you to the table. We want you to the table, and we have to be able to listen to each other, listen to the different perspectives, and make it work. I think people, honey, y'all got questions galore on here and comment. Can y'all see them?
yeah, we see him. Let me. I've been talking with Talitha Edwards on this issue, so we don't think that it's just something that jumped out there. Everybody's on board about it.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get all the grassroots local leaders together to come up with a plan to work together. Because at the end of the day, you have to bring everybody to the table, and everybody got to be in agreement of working together, and then we can shift through and find out what's best for each other. So this is the goal. The goal is to get all the grassroots people together. Let us talk. Let us see, put our heads together, see where everybody at. Then we're going to bring the whole community in the same room. And then we're going to bring everybody else in the same room. Who else want to sit in there? But we're working at it down as steps. Because what we want to do is, in the process of doing this, we want to build trust and relations with the people. Trust and relationship just can't start with everybody. It got to start with a small group to show that this group is, and everything can filter off this group. So yes, we are in talking. Everybody this is going to be a community thing. Y'all will be heard. We are going to meet on a regular basis. We're going to hold the churches accountable, the election officials accountable. We're going to hold everybody accountable, even ourselves. That's what really the most. You got to hold yourself accountable for what you do and what you don't do. And you can't blah, 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 blah if you ain't doing nothing.
And that's real talk. But they want to know when this happens. It's this Friday at 6 p.m. in that big open field out there in Walker Ford. I think it's behind Walker Ford, that big open
and we
the black Santa come out there, the big open field. And so that's gonna be 6 p.m. Friday, and y'all pack it out. It's gonna be good. And let me say this, Luther, Captain Audrey Smith. Did y'all see her? Did y'all see her come in? Captain, y'all saw that? And so, Captain Smith, that is Captain Smith. Thank you so very much for being on here. She's with the Leon County Sheriff Department.
I love Miss Audrey.
Love Miss Audrey. Miss Audrey, you so loved. We all love you. We all love Miss Audrey. And so y'all saw what she wrote. So y'all, you got a youth who want to be police. I'm gonna bring her over here to talk. We're gonna bring her in with these young people, because we got to get some black people on. We got to get some black people as officers, and let's get these young folks who's 18 and ready to go, and all of them. Go ahead, Luther.
It's things I want to point out that was mentioned earlier. Even when we talk about like Marcus there and Hubbard saying, more worried about your own community doing you harm than the police. Education is key, right? So they say that from a genuine place. Don't let the media spin it into black on black crime is an issue. Every race, if you want to qualify it by race, white people harm white people equally as much as black people harm black people, Asian people harm Asian people, Hispanic, Mexican, Latino. Everybody who's whatever community they're in, that's who they're more likely to do crime against. That's just how it works. Nobody's doing extra crime outside of their like black on black is no more of a problem than white on white. So education is key to understanding what the real issues are. Every race has their own crime against each other. White people murder each other, black people murder each other. White on white crime is only as valid as black on black crime. Black on black crime is only black. So dispel the myths. Get your education in order. Educate yourselves on what's real. The other thing I want to say, someone asked about action right now. Most people don't like the response I give because it puts too much responsibility back on us. So my response would be, and I don't know what their level of involvement, so I'm not speaking directly to that person. I'm just answering the question. What can you do right now? You can reach out to Link Up, who's on this conversation, the two gentlemen right here. Any one of us will point you in the right direction, but you have a program who's in the community already doing action. So back to the education part, do your research. Same way you find out there's a sale at your favorite store, there's a discount at your favorite restaurant. Do your research. Who's already doing the thing that I'm concerned about? Who's already got a youth police program out there? Oh, there is an explorers program that's been around for 30, 40, however many years. Now I know I can advocate for it, get involved. Who's in the community right now going door to door? Oh, Hubbard, they're out there already. Okay, so I don't have to recreate the wheel. I can go look them up. But the problem is we want it spoon fed to us. The action item right now is educate yourself. The next action item is reach out and ask, how can you help? Talithia, if you ask me who, someone did message me about who can they talk to get in touch with the victims of most recent incidents, right? I said I don't know them personally like that. I went to school with Tasha, with Tony, but I didn't have the greatest relationship with that person. But you know whose name came to mind? Take the Edwards approach. Go door to door in your neighborhood. That's the action item. Meet your neighbors. Go outside and knock on every one of your neighbor's doors and introduce yourself. That's what we've been talking about the whole time. This not some great plan that has to come together. That's what you build to.
Right.
Let's start with the work at the bottom that's boring, that's ugly, that leads to beautiful relationships. Now, when you see somebody go knock on your neighbor's door looking crazy, you can say, wait a minute, that's not so-and-so's friend or cousin. Let me call the police, ask them what they're doing because I know they're not home. So that looks weird.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, or you see the car broke down in the middle of the street, you're more inclined to go help them instead of waiting on law enforcement to come have a potentially dangerous interaction with that person. Or you've met your neighbors, you see them pulled over on Appalachian Parkway. Now you stop to see, hey, let me make sure the officer's doing the right thing here because I care about that person. I build a relationship with that person. No, there's no mystery. Or if something happens at their house, you're aware, you're there to help. That's where it starts. The action item is go meet your neighbors, build a relationship with your neighbors, educate yourself on the system, and reach out to these programs that are already out here. There's so many. And I'm going to advocate for Link Up because I know what they do and I know these guys and I know the time and energy that they've been putting in. So if you don't know what to do, you don't have your own program, leave a comment, get an email, find them on Facebook. There's people that are already working. So put the responsibility back on yourself to seek those things out. That's all I'm doing.
I want to ask real quick to Luther.
And that's good. Let me read this right here from Captain Audrey, from Captain Smith. It says, Pastor Judy, this weekend is National Wear Orange for Gun Violence Awareness. Please encourage listeners to wear orange and support this awareness initiative June 5th through the 7th. And so we're going to post to Tally Wear Orange and all in Leon County. And we want to do that. Now, let's do that. Now, my program is Family Affairs, and we will and what we're doing that most others do not do is going right back inside the home. We're in the home. We're sitting down with them, helping the families to come together, working together, and we're going to be reaching out, especially to some of these men with these young boys, with the mentor program, with the police program, with Chief Smith, and we have a lot of program. And I don't know if they still have this. They used to have a resource book, and I know it would probably miss some of the grassroots, but we could do that in our neighborhood. We could put together a resource book or the services that are provided in our own community. Some people don't know. That's why they're asking, where do I go? What do I do? But if we can put together a resource book for all of the neighborhood, Bond, South City, Joe, Bond, South City, Joe Louis, I mean, everywhere, where we can put together a book, we can make that happen. What I said, I done hit you in the head. He like, you got a thought.
Nah,
Somebody,
because everything you just said, we had that same conversation last night, and me and Luke had that. You know, we own that. And the thing about it, we just figuring out how can we get us to believe in what you just said, because that's what we need. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the biggest. Like everybody say, the hardest part is getting things done in this community is we meet constantly. We set goals, and every time we come back to finalize something, somebody else came up with something else and make a motion to do this and make a motion to do that. And that's what stops the process. You know what I'm saying? So we got to eliminate all that and just get straight to the meat and potatoes and do what we got to do.
and I think that's the meeting that everybody's tired of. I think that's the meeting everybody's tired of. The meeting where we just keep talking and replaying it, keep talking and replaying it. I think my perspective is that we all want action. We want things done. We've been talking for years, and I believe people want action now. And I honestly believe if you all, my mind, when I sit down with people, some of the thoughts that I've had, it seems like a lot of people have had them. Let's do it. Okay. Let's get the resource book started. And whoever else want to put their name in it, let's put it in there. But let's get it started because the people we can't wait till November with somebody else. Somebody else may be having a mental problem.
Yeah.
And they need to know, who can I go to? I don't have insurance. I don't have the money. What?
I got it.
Give it to me.
Blue Lotus, holistic, and wellness.
What you said?
My sister on Link Up. She part of it. Blue Lotus, holistic and wellness. Look her up. She part of the Link Up team.
And she need to, and we need to get her there. We got a lot of people. Some people send you to Dr. Whoever, but then we got. But what I'm saying, we keep bringing the same people.
You got to go see. You need the ones who not waiting for you to bring them to them. They ready to go out to them, like Blue Lotus. They've been there since she learned about Link Up. She joined the team and been all in. She's in the neighborhood, knowing exactly what's going on. She's there to offer her service. She's giving enlightenment, and she communicates with people. And it goes back to just what y'all was saying about the all these meetings, all this talk, all that, with all this bringing together and stuff like that, and the grassroots. But you gotta weave out those who really just clout chasing. If I can be real for a minute, see a lot of it built upon, and why the same thing is happening is because you got the same people in front of the camera, and that was the approach with Link Up. See, our whole thing is I try to stay away from the camera. It's about the work. When you're doing God's work, it's gonna prevail itself. You know what I'm saying? God is the way, the truth, and the light. As we all say, that's the word. And y'all gotta excuse me for a minute for going to that reference. But his work is always revealed. It's life. The light of the world. When you operate out of love, you can't help but see it. You get what I'm saying? And therefore we got to push out those who just in the way of the camera. You got a lot of people who just act. A lot of organizations have been around saying they do this, saying they do that, but we're not seeing effects because they just saying it on camera. They just coming to rallies and things of that nature, speaking. But we said it all earlier. Why are they not seeing you in these neighborhoods? Why don't these communities know you? If you really about making that much of an impact, get in there. Get in there without the camera. Go on your off days. You get what I'm saying? From work. You can't let nothing hold you back. I work a full-time job, just like everybody a part of my team, and we all have our own different things going on, but we make that time. We always make that. When the situation happened last week with those two families, in that bond incident, we were there with those families, city and consoling both parts, bringing them together. You see people doing candlelight vigils and things of that nature, but they're not even in the heart of what stuff happened. They're not inclusive of those families. They're not building those bonds, and that's what has to be done if we really, really want change and impact to come about.
And I believe that's where we will see the greater change and in consistency. So we have all of these programs. I was talking with LaShawn Gordon, who's with you. Y'all love LaShawn? Well, I'm calling out all the people y'all love, man. That's cool. Let me try this person right here. What about Judy Mandrell? Y'all love her?
Love you, Judy. Miss Judy, we love you, baby.
Yeah, and I believe the consistency and working together. We have so many people on here who said that they want to be a part, they want to help. So let's put together. I mean, a big circle, And I keep pushing Friday because Friday is just to come together, just show up, and then when we start having these little individual meetings, Darren, I believe that's where we're going to see some weed out go. I think that's where you're going to start seeing people weeding out, because you're going to have to put your foot to the pedal. And so if you can't come in these monthly meetings and you're putting it takes work and it takes time. And that's real talk. It takes time. It takes sacrifices. You got to sacrifice to get into these communities. We got to sacrifice to make a change. Nothing happened overnight. Absolutely nothing. So we need changes. We want changes.
I wanted to
but
ask
it's not going to happen tomorrow.
I want to ask them the different program, everybody trying to recreate the wheel. A lot of people are doing that because a lot of people are also looking for, like Aaron said, they looking for clout. It's not so much more of I want to help people. It's I want somebody to glorify me for wanting to help people. So you're creating this idea of a program because you want people to glorify you. So you really don't. That's why a lot of programs always fail. It's always like, oh, we heard about this new program, but then you don't hear about it no more. People who are actually starting it so they can get to glorify them and say, oh, this is the person who wants change, but you have no grounds for actual plan behind saying, hey, I want to help people. This is the name of my new company. And then 6 months later, they're no longer around. Or they're doing the meetings and they're getting the meetings trying to help. They can't get in the meeting because this person already got in the meeting and this person is getting they getting the help, and then they don't even have a plan behind it. So then the people who are giving the grant money saying, well, now we hesitate to give money because the last 3 companies we dealt with, or last 3 people we dealt with, they didn't do anything they said. So now these people who used to want to give money are hesitant to give money to the next person who actually have something already in place and say, I want the money and this is what it's going to go toward. So like if you got a program, I seen somebody one time, me and Luther had a program. We wanted to put something out. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but we wanted to put something out. So we had an idea. We do most of ours through sports. So we use sports to get the attention of the young black guys, and then we try to put knowledge. We use that sport time to put the knowledge in them. It's easy for me to get a young guy to listen to me once they see we got something in common. Oh, he cool. We play sports together. So now I'm gonna say, now sit down and let me tell you about the decision you're making versus me just walking up to a kid and say, hey, make better choices. So we use the sports angle as, to try to trick them into getting educated, basically. I'm being honest. So
bring them in.
Yeah, so we put them we put something out. We were talking about doing an event with the youth. And I post on Facebook and then somebody commented, tagging somebody else who already done something. And I was like, that's fine. I wasn't. She was basically saying, "Oh, they already done this. They already done this already." Not really downplay my idea because somebody done it already. I was like, that's fine. I'm not trying to outdo anybody. I'm just trying to add my part. Like I want to do my part.
Exactly.
Already doing something. I'm not trying to come over here and do what Link Up is already. Outdo Link Up. I want to do something, even if it's the same. I'm gonna say, hey, whatever you can't handle, I'm gonna be over here doing it, and then we can do something together. But it's just, like I said, go back to Black people. We always talk about the first thing Black people want to say, and that's why I really don't like having this conversation. They want to holler about slavery and they want to holler about oppression. They want to holler about the system. All that is already there. We know this already. Why are we still talking about slavery days in 2020? So it sounds like you're oppressing your own self because you won't even go out and try to do anything else because you're sitting home saying they're not going to allow me to. Of course, the job is not going to hire you if you not put it out the application. The CEO of a company is not going to come knock on your project door and say, "Hey, you want to come learn to work for me?" No, go out and get your own education. Go out and get your own knowledge. The books are free. You can go read books. You can read books online. Before, back in the days, now slavery day, we weren't allowed to read and write. Now you are allowed to read and write. So go do your own research. That's why I get so frustrated with our people. Yes, we are behind the eight ball. The eight ball is never put in place for us. That's true. I understand that. I'm not denying that. But what we can control, we're not even doing anything to control what we can control. Our family members, some people have to, like the government. Government allows people to live on housing and Section 8, right? We don't use Section 8 for when we need it. Like I need it right now, right? But while I got this opportunity to have this cheap rent, somebody help me with my light bill, let me go do something else so I can elevate myself and not need this forever. But what we do is we take that as, hey, this rent on the $45, so I'm gonna ride this thing out. Club, I'm gonna go to every homecoming, I'm gonna go to every classic, I'm gonna buy every Jordan. Like black people would line up for brand new Jordan, but nobody's lining up to vote because they're gonna say, "What? I ain't voting because the vote don't count." But you out there spending $300 on some Jordan and shooting your
That don't count
for the Jordan. Like at some point in time, we have to take accountability for what we can control. What we can control is educating ourselves and going after something. That's whatever it is. If it's all of us on the McDonald's, it's all only work at McDonald's. Let's put our money together and buy McDonald's.
Yeah.
We'll pass right by a black-owned barbecue spot and go buy Chick-fil-A.
Come on, bro.
Or Sundays.
At some point, I just feel like we gotta fight for our own selves and fight for each other. When you look at the A-Rad, they say the A-Rads own all the stores. That's because the A-Rad get one store. His son gonna run it, his daughter gonna run it, the mama gonna run it. We can't even run a lemonade stand because you only trust your uncle or your cousin. Somebody gonna steal some money. So it's like, yes, we are oppressed. I think more so than not, black people oppress our own self. We oppress our own self. We still living in what our ancestors already fought. They fought to get us out. They fought us to get. We still stuck in the mentality of oppressed that our ancestors already fought to get us out of. The opportunity is there. Whether we go try to do it is another thing. Are we gonna help each other out? I want to add one more thing. Another thing that's why black people are back is because when we in the hood, when that dude that go to prison for 15, 20 years for drugs and shooting at somebody, he ain't getting out and telling the kids don't go that route. We glorify that. When you go to prison, you get ranked. When you come at home, everybody like, oh boy, hey boy, that's the man right there. Don't bother him, boy. He'll knock you out. But then the kid that say, I don't want to do that no more. I want to go to school. I want to go to college. Oh, you soften it up, man. You ain't real. You ain't hood. If I get myself in a position to move out of the hood, now I'm flawed. I'm supposed to stay in the hood all my life and die with y'all. Like that don't make sense. My grandma did not be. Your grandmother lived in the project your whole life, right? And then you say, now you in the project your whole life. Now your kids in the project your whole life. Who is stopping it? Who is setting the tree and who is stopping it? You should be saying, what my grandma went through, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna do whatever I can for my kids a little. So they might not be able to get it. I might not be able to get out of here while they're growing up and going to school, but I'm gonna make sure that when they get old enough, they're out of here. But we're settling for the settle, and then we're selling it for the same community that they all say we oppressed in. Y'all are not trying to get out of. Y'all, you don't want to go get a job. You get food stamps. You get a check if you don't work. And how many of y'all are sitting home because you rather get that check in the food stamp? Like, come
on. Hey, he's speaking fast though.
That's right. That's why I let him go on. I mean, he's speaking true.
And then when we see somebody like myself saying, "Hey, I want to come," that's why I do it through sports. I want to teach kids that, like, I travel with my adult team, so I started seeing that I had never seen. So now I'm like, some of these kids might not make it to the Division I football, might not ever make it to the NFL, might not make it to whatever sport they play in. But if I can show them something as a youth, that hey man, it's a bigger world than Tallahassee. Like you can go out here and see different things, and that'll change your perspective on life. The one time I changed the perspective on life is when I went to Jocko. I only went to Jocko in Gainesville. That's not that far away from here. But all I knew was my own neighborhood and what my cousins did, what people around me was doing. I went to Jocko for a year, changed my whole perspective, and changed my life. I'm a totally different person because of 1 year I spent in Jocko. So now I want to start showing kids something different It's more to life than your neighborhood, what your cousin did. And you don't have to be a dope boy because your brother was. You don't have to be a shooter because your cousin a shooter. You don't have to be a drug dealer because your dad was. You don't have to be a prostitute because your mom was. You don't have to have 5 kids because your mom did. You know, we got to start figuring out like what do we want to be and how hard are we going to fight to go get there and tell somebody else it's not okay to go to prison. I've talked to some real dudes.
I love it.
They come home from prison, they say, don't go there. But nobody's coming home and saying, don't sell drugs. They coming home, they getting drugs, they getting that pack, and they're giving it to the youth. So is the police setting you up, or is our own people setting us up for the system to take control? Don't allow the system to work. If we stop going to jail, stop shooting at each other, stop selling drugs, the system
I like that. Don't allow the system to work. I like that, Mark. And listen, man, y'all are good.
Once I get going, that's why he was quiet though.
He was quiet the whole time. He was preparing. He was preparing his sermon. But look, that came straight from the heart. And I want to tell you all, that's why I wanted you all on here. I have mad respect for you all. I admire you. I will tell you, man, I would call and ask because I admire you all. I really do. I like what you're doing out there. Different ones have said about the resource book. And I believe that if we all come together, we all come together. I am one of the community leaders in the city, but I'm one of the followers too. Did you hear me? And you got to know when and it's okay to follow. And it's okay to have the same programs. Sometimes people think that you can't have, it's okay to have the same, but add your twist to it. Yeah. Add your twist. God gives us vision. He gives us dreams. He does. And it's for the He knows more than we know. And we all are gifted. We all got different gifts. We all have the different anointing. We understand scriptures differently because the Lord is my shepherd to me may mean something different to you, Darren. It may mean something different to you, Hubbard, something different, Luther, something different, Marcus. And I believe the Lord put a little bit of himself in all of us so we can come together and show the big picture of God, which is love. And God is all about love. And yes, some of us got college degrees, some of us don't. Some of us been in prison, some of us have not. Some of us grew up poor, some of us did not. Some of us grew up medium. Some of us thought we were rich when we were growing up because our parents took the little things and made us. I was talking with a lady the other day and she said how all her children thought they had brand new clothes. But they didn't. She took a little patch from this one, a little something from this one, and put it together. So on that Monday morning, when those children went to school and some of the kids had real new clothes, her kids thought they had real new clothes too. We got to take what we got and make it work. We are powerful people. We're educated people. We're smart people. And we have different perspectives and it's okay. And that would make the world beautiful because we don't think alike. As much of a good person I think I am, I do not want everybody to think like Judy Mandrell. I do not want everybody to do it. I do not, because I have some of them days that just ain't some of them days, but we got to get it together. We got things working and it's similar. Bring them together and let's make a big thing out of it. Your name don't have to be the first name in the paper. But I'm sitting here with 4 smart, very intelligent, very powerful Black men. I am.
He black too. He black too.
You know he black.
Oh, wait a minute. I said 4. I did say 4 powerful Black men. Okay. 4 powerful original blood bird. 3 powerful original blood bird Black men. And 4 created Black men. How about that? Yeah. But each one of you bring a different perspective. And I've seen that today where you all are staying in your lane, making things happen. And I respect the fact that each one of you, I see how you respect each other. I see how you encourage each other. I saw this right here. So what I mean, Hubble.
Level up, level up, level up, level
Level
up,
up,
level
level
up,
up,
level up,
level
level
up.
up,
So y'all
level up.
got that?
Go higher,
That's
higher,
level up.
baby.
Y'all got that? That's level up. So we be in church and we be praising the Lord and we start doing this right here. That means level up. That means grow up. That means, and that's another thing. And one of the things, and even talking with Talithia, man, everything got to come together. We got to have a grassroots. We got to have families from the community. We got to have a grassroots people. We got to have family. We got to have the young people. We got to have the old people. We got to have everybody to this table because all of us bring some wisdom. Before I close, I want each one of you to say something before I close, and then we'll close. I don't care who go first.
I just want to say, if you everybody has influence in any
Yeah.
community, wherever you are. So understanding that we're all supposed to lead in some way, shape, or form, whether you want to or not, someone's watching you. Knowing that I'm speaking directly to the people who want to be leaders in the community, who want to step out and join and start programs. We make this very plain statement that a good mentor told me: do you want to make a name or do you want to make a difference? Because
Wow.
those are two dramatically different things. So when you
Wow.
ask about action items, everybody who's listening just heard there's an event going on Friday. They just heard a bunch of names: Salithia Edwards, yourself, Hubba, Darren, and Marcus. All programs that are currently going on. You know what they bring to the table. If you don't have a program, it's okay to have your own program. That's not what I'm saying. But if you don't have a program, you don't know where to start, but you want to lead, you feel that call and that tug, link up with these people. Don't worry about making a name for yourself. Put in the work, and if you believe in God, God makes a way for you on your own path. If you don't, you still good effort. Put in the work, and your work will speak for itself.
Oh, yes.
Do your work. So don't be worried about people have to see me. That was the most humbling experience. To when that man told me, you got a great program drawn out, everything looks great. How much work have you put in someone else's program who's already doing this? And I said, none. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready to actually do the work. Because right now you're trying to make a name. And I shut everything down and started linking up with guys who was already doing it because that humbled me. Do you want to make a difference or do you want to make a difference? Because that's what really
Man, and that was powerful. That was powerful, Luther. Do you want to make a name? Do you want to do the work? And y'all, that's what it's all about. Y'all come on. Oh, and one of the things he said, this is one thing. We all need mentors. A mentor, and your mentor, hear me, cannot just be a dreamer. Let your mentor be someone who is working, who's doing what God has shown you to do. Let that mentor be that person. And as you gain from it, you know, gain and add your twist. That's the most important part. Add your twist. Chick-fil-A never shut down during Corona. It never, and the line was still down the street. Crafty Crabs never shut down. The line was always out the door, down the street. You know, the $5 real man over there on Monroe, we stood in that line. He makes some good ribs. And so, do what you do, but get a mentor. And every mentor has a mentor. That's what I was told by one of mine. One of mine told me, she's here, but she has someone who's here who has someone who they keep leveling up. They keep leveling up. I got it now. Y'all go ahead. Okay, wait, hold on there. Y'all on here, please share. Whoever just said that, thank you. They said they got to share this. I done had so many people saying that they're gonna share this. I've had some people that said this is one of the greatest shows. And I want to thank every single person for listening, for taking out of your busy day to listen to this show. I want to say thank you so very. But would y'all do me a favor, please? And will you share this? Will you share this page? Would you please share this page? Thank you, Linda. Y'all share it. Everybody. I'm talking about all 60 some of y'all on here. I get the regular number when we hang up. well, 100, probably 200 or more people. Y'all just share it. Just share it on your page. It is worth sharing. It was some powerful things said on this stuff. And that's why I have these 4 men on here. Because number one, they ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. They doing what they do.
Yes, ma'am.
Got that? Next.
Man.
All I was gonna say is, I just want everybody to keep in mind, like Marcus and everyone was saying, it's the reprogramming of the mind of us as a culture that really, really got to take place. You know, we got to get out of this mindset of being each other's yes men. You get what I'm saying? And encouraging the BS, for lack of better words, terms, and everything, because that's really what it is, foolishness. And we got to get out of being each other yes men, because that foolishness is what's growing. And in Proverbs, a verse in Proverbs that tells us that a person who flatters their neighbor only spreads the net for their feet. And that's
Oh,
what's happening. We keep getting caught up in these same nets because we being each other yes men. And at the same time, we got to think about the kids and the mental aspect that this is causing them to grow with. Say, train up a child in the way he should go. That way, when he's older, he shall not depart. But if we constantly feed this nonsense to our children and we keep showing them what you think they're going to keep growing in, what do you think they're going to keep growing in and holding to value? You get what I'm saying? And then
yeah.
at the same time, in Proverbs, it warns us about a child being left to itself, how it will bring shame to his mother. That's being proved. We bring a shame to our ancestors because of what they fought for. They didn't fight for us to go deeper into oppressing ourselves, like Marcus was saying. So that's the whole point that really got to come about. That's what I want to stick with this. It's our mindset got to change as a people. And I want to correct my sis brand is Blue Lotus Counseling and Holistic Wellness. So y'all reach out to her. Miss Judy, I'm gonna make sure y'all two get in contact as well.
Oh, please do. I would absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, man. I'm excited. I know that LaShawn spent a lot of time trying to hook a lot of us up because it's all about the people. And I think that our education is of most important. We got to get our children educated. They cannot repeat some of the cycles that we have repeated. The curse got to stop somewhere. It has to. I say use Section 8, use food stamp, all that stuff as a stepping stone, not as a way. We got to keep leveling up, not as a way of life. When I worked with Department of Children and Family in Quincy, I had the great grandmama, the grandmama, the mama, and 3 daughters that was on. And one of them told me, "I don't want to get off. I'm getting better here." But 2 years ago, one of the daughters came to me. I couldn't remember who she was. She's a registered nurse at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. She has a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath home. And she said, "Thank you for pushing me." That was the most rewarding thing in the world. And so we can do this. You guys are making things happen. Y'all come on, cause it look like we got to get off of here. They done took me off the radio. I'm only on Facebook and YouTube now.
I just want to start off first of all by thanking you for having me on the show, and I want to thank Hubble for reaching out to me. I don't really see sometimes you don't see yourself in the light that other people see you in. So that was very humble for Hubble to even reach out to me and say he wanted me on here. He wanted my insight and my thoughts. Like Luke say, whether we know it or not,
Y'all mute yourself, brothers. That got to be Luther. We got 5 children. That got to be Luther.
Like Luther was saying, whether we want to or whether we know it or not, we're all leaders in some way, shape, or form. People look at what we say, what we do. I want to thank Scott Flowers for letting us use his restaurant, Sprinkles Ice Cream on Mayhem. That's where we located right now doing the show. So thanks for him. Hopefully he's going to give us some free ice cream. I want extra. Sprinkles on mine.
I'm coming. I want some ice cream. I'm coming. He got donuts too?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm coming. Y'all stay right there. I'm coming.
Yeah. But yeah, just I really like the dialogue we had today. It's much needed. All of us are kind of light thinkers, but we are all light thinkers, but we come from different angles. It's like the web the teacher will put on the board when you're in school. You got one big thing in the middle and a bunch of different ways to get to it. And I think as long as we keep striving for that, like I said, we probably can't. I always tell people this: we might not can't save the world, but you can at least save some. If I got 18 guys on my team, if I can save 5 of them and I teach the rest, I've done enough. I can't,
Ah,
can't try to save them. I can't worry about not saving. Like if you spend too much trying to save them all, and then you lose, and then don't save any. So you got to try to find the ones that are gravitating, save those, but continue to educate others. Even on our tackle team, we've had certain guys that be in the streets, and they might still be somewhere in the streets now, but they're more likely to not do some of the things they used to do now because of what we've shown them and what they want to be a part of. And now they like, oh, I don't want to let Dupree down, or I don't want to let Luther down because I done told them because we have rules and regulations to be on the team. You have to carry yourself in a certain way. You got to do stuff in the community. If you don't understand how to do stuff in the community, that's what we got Luther for. He's going to teach them how to do that. And if he can't teach him, he's going to put him in the hands of somebody who can teach him. So we're just not a bunch of guys. We just don't sit out there and play sports. We got rules too. We don't let people. Not saying we're going to turn our back on anybody that does get into trouble, but we want to make sure that we hold them accountable. Then we make them hold each other accountable as well as holding themselves accountable. Because accountability is a ladder. It can't be. I need this person to hold everybody else accountable. No, accountability for you. Accountability for the person next to you. Accountability for people coming under you. Because if we can pass accountability around as much as we pass negative vibes around, guess what? Eventually, negative vibes will go away. People start holding accountable for things, and then less negative things will happen if everybody start holding themselves accountable. Right now, I see a lot of stuff on Facebook, which really getting aggravating. It's everybody's blaming somebody, everybody's negative, everybody's pointing fingers. But what are you doing within your own self to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable? Because you can't hold anybody else accountable if you're not holding yourself accountable in your own circle on life. So I don't want to go tell Luther, hey, you need to manage your money better, but then I'm at zero balance in my account because I blow my money as soon as I get it. Like I'm gonna make sure that if I give somebody advice, I'm not giving them some advice on something that I haven't failed in. Number one, if I ain't failed in it already, I'm not gonna speak it to you. I'm gonna speak to something to you that I already failed in myself, so I can tell you how I came out of it. Might not be the
oh,
way you're gonna come out of it, but I'm telling you, this is how I came out of it.
oh.
Here's the tip. Try this. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and pass the thing to Hubble again. I just want to say I'm thankful to be on the show. I appreciate the invite. If anybody do follow me on Facebook, just know that my Facebook is my alter ego. I do talk crazy on Facebook, but it's all for fun. Facebook to me is for entertainment. I'll say some important stuff every now and then, but for most part, I'm trying to shed light and keep people in a happy mode throughout the day. And I always get an inbox every now and then somebody be like, "Hey man, I really needed that message." Or, "Hey man, I really needed that laugh." So that's what I do it for. So don't judge me by my Facebook.
So don't and Marcus, that's you said that back because a lot of people want to be judged by their Facebook.
No, don't judge me.
Listen to this. Zentika Mo Costin, I think Miss Costin, she said, "Thank you, Dr. Judy, and each of you young men for coming together, enlightening and encouraging others. I have a black male, and I would definitely be sharing this with him and others. I don't even know if you know how powerful you all were today. And this is exactly why I had you on the show. Because as I stated, and we're going to let Hubbard, Darren, you went already?
Yeah, he went. He went
Oh,
along.
okay. He went the longest. Okay, we're going to have Hubbard come back. But this is exactly why I had you all on the show. It's because, number one, I think Yolanda Smith made a comment a few moments ago, and if that can be put back up. Oh, she said, great minds think differently. She said, great minds think differently. She loved that quote by Doc. And that's what great minds is all about. When you can bring different minds together and you have different perspectives, you can get greater things done. And that's what we're all, what's your Facebook name? They got to be talking about you, Marcus, because they know mine.
My Facebook name is Marcus Dupree on Facebook.
Oh, and that's his real name too, Marcus Dupree. So, and that's what all of them name is. Hubbard is Hubbard Bubble. Luther, Darian and Darian Davis. And so y'all looking up, but y'all share this all over. I hope this go viral because this was, and it is on YouTube. And I want to thank y'all. Y'all had a good conversation, good wordings. Our words were good. Yeah.
I told you I can handle it. I told you I can handle it.
And you did well, Luther. Humble, you did not
You got to
one.
flip it. You got to be versatile.
Okay, that what this is. This is versatile.
Yeah,
and this is
yeah.
level up. This is versatile. Y'all can say what you want. I got it. And I asked Hubble to get me some men. And I wanted to talk because we're coming into Father's Day. And I don't think we could have had greater than the four of you on here today. Hubble, give me in this show. Hey, y'all save me a place. I'm coming get some ice cream.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you. Ever since I met you, you've always accepted me. I know that a lot of people may disagree with how I word stuff and how I say things, but it be coming from my heart. And I'm not a type person that's gonna fake with you. I'm not a type person that's gonna give you some BS and tell you one thing and I'm trying to do another. I want you to know exactly what's on my mind, exactly how I'm coming. You're either gonna deal with it or you're not. And I think that's the approach the Black community has to take. When you called me and you asked me, you was like, "Oh, I need some guys." I'm like, "Oh Lord, here we go." That's the first thing that came to my mind because I'm like, man, this was Father's Day, and I went to thinking, and I was like, hey, I don't have but three dudes that I know for a fact that can actually that we do this stuff together that could bring a real different perspective. These three guys, man, I'm honored to be able to walk with these guys because they've to be honest, they've taught me a lot. Darren pulled my coat a lot. Luther Lee I'm talking about he feeds me my brain what I need to move. And to be able to put us together, it ain't that hard because our hearts are the same. And I think that's what make a difference. But moving forward, we want to try. We ain't gonna try. I'm gonna start using. I told myself I gotta start getting out of the rules of trying because we've been trying too long. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up, things in places. Put things in places. But what our community have to understand is if we don't support each other, whether you like them or not, the goal is to get to the end. Sometimes a lot of football players don't like each other on the same team, but they want to win the championship. So, on the field, we put our differences aside, and when we go home, you can deal with that at home. That's the mind frame that we got to be in. We got to put all that BS aside and work together. But these my brothers, man. Me and Darren, we run Link Up. Marcus and them and Luther, they got their own show. They got a football. They tied up the other thing. They got it. Yeah, they got their own little show on Friday nights. We're gonna promote that show, bro. We real about this, And everybody got a lot of things going on. So if y'all want to get involved, man, these Dr. Judy Mandrell know how to talk to us. She know how to get in touch with us. Y'all reach out. We need new ideas. We want to put your ideas with our ideas and come up with bigger ideas for the community. We're not doing this, and none of this is based on our opinion. All this comes from the work that we do in the community, listening to our community, understanding what our community needs, and trying to get the right people in the office. Yeah, we're talking about voting again. We got to get the right people in the office to push the agenda of the Black community. That is my goal as one of y'all community leaders and activists, and as well as supporting Link Up, Darren, and Luther Lee and Marcus in their football situation, and anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else. Our goal is to get Tallahassee Urban League back up top. You know what I'm saying? Any institution that we've had that's failed, our goal is to put them back up top. Let's elevate. All these other little programs that the dance crews, and we want all y'all to be able to be a part of the community. We want all that. Everybody plays their own role. We're a governed body, and your arm can't move without your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Your feet can't move. You know what I mean? And so everything got to gel together, and we got to come together. And all it is putting our minds together and getting out there and doing what we say we're gonna do.
Again, gentlemen, thank you so very much for being participants of the Real Talk with Judy live radio and social media show. today we talked about different perspective. My YouTube channel is a Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I would love for all of you all to go and subscribe to my show, please. I want you all to go. Thank you, Pastor Cheryl Williams. We've had so many people who have tuned in to this show. And I know Scott Flowers, if y'all in his ice cream shop, he got to be there somewhere. So we got Scott Flowers. We had Jerry Metlow was on here. We've had we got April, we got Faye Hendon. I saw Bill Shack, Cheryl Williams. We got everybody. Chief Audrey, Captain Audrey Smith. It got some of everybody. So many pastors. So many of you all made so many good comments, and we're gonna go back and look. Linda Smith, Janae White, Amber Tannen, LaShawn Gordon, and Amber and LaShawn are the director and executive director of the United Partners for Human Services for nonprofit, and they work hard to bring all of these nonprofits together. And so we want to link up. We want to link up so we can make things happen. So we want to link up. And that's the only way we're going to accomplish things. I want you all to remember, if there's any way possible, we ain't got much to do, y'all. We ain't have many places to go. So Friday night at 6 p.m., Friday night, 6 p.m. at the big field behind Walker, and be early because we can't be out there all night. Okay. But Friday night at 6 p.m., let's gather. Bring everybody, black, white, everybody, everybody, right, Hubbard? Everybody. They want everybody out there. If you have any type of organization, come out there. And this is not about a political.
Social distancing rules in apply though. We all practice social distancing.
Oh, and you got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And that's why they're having it in the big field, so we can have a lot of space. Wear your mask now. Please wear your mask. You got a cold and you coughing and sneezing everywhere, stay home. I promise you, I'll Facebook Live. I promise you. And if you tested positive, stay home. Just stay home. Do your NyQuil or whatever you're doing, and we'll Facebook it for you.
Yeah,
okay?
We'll pray for them. And we're gonna light a candle for them too. Just
all right.
You know what I mean? But stay home.
Don't come out there. Okay, stay home. If you've been out the country the last 14 days, if you've been in New Orleans or Louisiana, don't come. Stay home. All right? Stay home. All right. So we greatly appreciate you all. And to everybody again who had tuned into this show, you all are very important to the success of this community. As it was stated, Marcus, you said something too that I want to talk about. John Maxwell wrote a book called Failing Forward. And if you have never failed or want people to think that you never failed, you're not a good leader and you can't help. But if you have tried and you failed, or if you have done it and you failed, and you have gotten back up and you have fallen again, and you know how it's working right now, help somebody else. It's not good when we fall. It's not good. And we're not laughing at each other. We all need help. And we've all come from somewhere. Every last one of us have come from somewhere. And so let's help somebody else at least get to where we are. At least get to that point. And when it's our time to back off and let somebody else lead them, we're not jealous, y'all. We're not fighting and all that stuff. We're working together. Yeah, we're working together. God created us. The event, Dar Strong, is behind Walker Ford, and it's a night of community healing. Community healing. Talithia, they gave us another name last night, but it's community healing. Do it on your.
We're gonna put out a flyer today.
Okay.
So a flyer will come out there and we'll send it to everybody and we'll make sure y'all get it so y'all can put it out. Okay, and we'll put it on our Facebook page, and everybody, let's come together for this one big event. That's how it starts. And nothing is set in stone. And Hubbard can tell you, nothing has been totally set in stone because they want everybody to feel a part. But you have to start somewhere. And so the first place to start as far as action
is Friday night at 6 p.m. You tell the people you influence. Encourage your people to come. And it's family friendly. It's family friendly. So you can let your children see something different. To see people from all over this city come together for a night of healing. This is the first. We're asking God to help us. We need his help. We need his healing. Whatever faith you believe in, we need God's help. We need him. I'm a Christian, so I believe that Jesus is the answer for the world today. And I believe that God got the whole world in his hand. I believe that. And I believe that when we come together Friday, and I believe it's already started too. That's my perspective. And so I want to thank you again, Luther, Marcus, Darian, and Hubble. Thank you all so very much for being on the Real Talk with Judy show. I know lives have been touched, people's minds have been stirred. I know that. They're ready to see a change. And not only that, I believe they're ready to be a part of the change because you all joined me today in navigating this show to success. We just went up another level. I felt the whole city go. I could go in tongues right now. I felt the whole city go up those who listen, I felt us go another level. We're gonna, Luther. I see you, boy. I see you. I see you, Luther. I see you. You and Marcus, y'all do that holy dance on Friday night on y'all show. I'm gonna come on and then I'm getting off. Then I'm getting off. But yeah, I greatly respect you all. I have the highest respect for you all. I would tune in to share. Oh, Trina Mathis live in Tampa, so she's gonna tune in to share it on her end. And y'all, we got people here. My sister from Scotland is on here. Some other people on here from Italy. Man, they on here. They're on here. On here. Jamaica. So we y'all rock today. All right. We've been on almost 2 hours. If I was on the radio, they would be charging me an extra hour. So
we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it.
Man, I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all just pay for that vanilla ice cream I'm coming to get.
Make sure you. That was Hubby and Marcus said that. I don't have as much money as them. I got your donuts though. Donuts and ice cream.
All right, and so we're so I want to thank you all. So you all, I will see you all. I look forward to seeing you all Friday night.
Yes.
And we ain't dressing up. We just coming, okay? We're coming, and we're coming as a community. We're coming as a community for a night of healing. All right, that's what we're coming for. And from here, I promise you all. I promise you all, with everything in me, hop on here. It will be action, strategic planning, strategic planning, action. It's not, and I promise you, next year this time, we're still going to be here because we're going to be working this community. I promise you.
Bring us back soon, now.
Okay, Bill Shack said, "Great job, everyone. A positive start towards community healing is critical. Real change is hard. So thank you, Pastor Mandrell, for having the conversation. Thank you for being on. And I'm gonna tell you, I like real conversation. That's why it's called a real talk. I don't like sugarcoating no stuff. I like the real deal. I like to go in. I want you to tell the truth. You ain't got to sugarcoat it. You know, hurt my feelings. I cry and get over it. But if I'm gonna be better, I'm all right.
Right. Like that.
Make me cry. But if you telling me the truth, I'll wipe them. But I promise you tomorrow I'll be better.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So that's been the Real Talk with Judy show. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna do this next Tuesday. I'm gonna have to call Barack.
We'll put you in touch.
I'm gonna have to bring Obama on here next Tuesday. Gentlemen, I greatly enjoyed you all. I really did. Thank you again. To all of the listeners, thank you. Y'all, that's my Cash App, $ Real Talk with Judy. If you all want to support me or be a part or invest in the work that we do, that I do, I would love for you to do that. That's Cash App, $ Real Talk with Judy. And y'all just, I'll take whatever you have, like 100, 1,000. I'm not.
Talk to the millionaires. Talk to the millionaires. They got it.
Hey, look, I got a little lady on here who give me $5 the first of every month. She's been doing that for 2 years.
Oh,
and I am, and guess what? I received that $5 just like it's 500 to 5,000. because I believe because of her giving that to me, my show has never gone under. I believe that. I believe she opened up so Mo can come in. I love you guys. I really do. Y'all my brothers, and I just wanna thank you all. So, D Jackson, thank you. It's a Valencia Copeland. She's a pharmacist down there in Miami. Cheryl Williams. Y'all know D Jackson is one of the smartest. Y'all know D Jackson? That's Clarence Jackson's wife. That lady is one of the smartest ladies. I'm telling you, that's a smart girl. She's smart. It's some smart people on here. Okay, I'm gonna get off of here. Deborah Lloyd is smart. That Deborah Lloyd, that girl helped me. Man, there's so many smart people, and y'all know we got a lot of smart people in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people with wisdom, and I believe that's our job right there, to bring people to the front that people don't even know, so they can have some room to make things happen. Y'all, thank y'all for joining in. Priscilla, she's from Priscilla John Lewis is the producer of this show. She's behind the screen. She made things happen. Every last one of my not my flyers, all of my T-shirts, everything she makes happen. So if y'all ever need anything professionally done, put your stuff up there, Priscilla. And I want to give this shout out to Priscilla. Priscilla take care of her mother. I think she's in her late 70s. And she take care of her grandmother, which is, I think is 96. And they have Alzheimer and dementia. And y'all, she has a full-time job. She has an older daughter who's in college down in Orlando. And she has a younger daughter who has Kaylin's connection. She come on Sundays on her talk show. That's one of my little mentees. And so that's Priscilla, www.priscillajohnlouis.com. She made things happen. And I never had a raggedy flyer unless I did it myself. But when she does it, all right. So I love y'all. Until next Tuesday, y'all be blessed. I see us in the future, and we look so much better than we do right now. That's real talk. Y'all level up.